Do more to fight the scourge of illegal guns on our streets, and we need Washington teaming up with us, teaming up with locals to get it done. These guns, despite our tough laws here in the state of New York, we're proud of them. They're coming in from other states. They're flooding our streets.
You know, at this point, the entire state really seems to be a lost cause. I mean, the city's new mayor, Eric Adams, he's a former police captain who was once viewed as a new hope, and he already has the city going in the wrong direction. Crime has somehow gotten worse under his watch. Who knew that was possible? Babies getting shot in the face and women pushed to their deaths on subway tracks. Meanwhile, the police are still afraid to act. And worst of all, the new mayor who campaigned on being tough on crime, he's not even a month in and he's already out of ideas. He's now turning to Washington, D.C. to solve his problems.
Because many people often talk about bail reform, but there are other rivers that are feeding the sea of violence. And if we don't identify them correctly and put in place plans to remove them, we're never going to resolve this issue of violence. And it starts with Washington, D.C. Washington must step up.
What a disgrace, as if Washington could even help. D.C. is another city being run into the ground by Democrats. Just this weekend, I was out on a run. Couldn't believe what a filthy mess D.C. has become. Trash, garbage everywhere. It was so bad, I actually drove past the same spot earlier today, and it looked worse. I couldn't believe it. At this point, D.C. is starting to look like a third world country, or even worse, like Los Angeles or San Francisco. Gavin Newsom would be so proud. You know, I tell you, Florida looks better and better every day. Who knew this swamp could become even more disgusting? And speaking of disgusting, the so-called mostly peaceful, justice-seeking folks at Black Lives Matter just keep finding a way to set the bar even lower. After a Washington, D.C. police officer was shot and wounded last night, the hateful group posted online that there shouldn't be a rush to label the wounded officer as a hero, saying we need to learn more about him first. It's not just officers in blue states who are being affected by the Democrats' refusal to enforce the rule of law. It was also a tragic weekend in Texas as 3 officers were killed in the line of duty.